am a social worker from Treatment Services. You were referred here by your parents because they were a little concerned about your health and well-being. So I just kind of wanted to discuss that a little further with you. But before we talk about that, I also want to let you know that everything that's discussed between you and I will be confidential unless it involves you or someone else being in immediate danger or harm. Then that is something that I will have to report. Is that something that you understand?
That's fine.
Okay, great, great, great. So, like I said before, I have a little background information on what's going on that your parents gave me, but I would kind of like to know your point of view and your take on the situation. So, what led you here today?
Okay. They think I have a problem. I don't have a problem. I'm fine. But anyways, they're concerned because I guess when I was home, I never had drinks. I never took unprescribed medications. But that's because we used to go to church and it was boring. And now I came to college. This is what we do. We drink. We take we take pills. We do this. We do that. We go to parties, and it's fun. I mean, I'm fine. I'm here. Yeah, I've been in the hospital a few times, but I'm okay.
Okay. So, what I am understanding is that before you didn't do that just because you're kind of with your parents.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like,
disrespectful.
and you felt like that was disrespectful. But now you're in college and everybody else does it. So
Exactly. It's okay. We're okay. We're here.
it's kind of like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so is that something that are you kind of like a go with the flow type person, type go with the crowd, do what everyone else
No, I
does?
wouldn't say that I'm that person. I think I always had the urge to drink, but because I never had a drink before. So when I first got a drink, it was like, okay. And then with the Xanax, oh my gosh, it's like the best feeling in the world. And when I come down from that, it's time to study after partying. And I take Adderall so that I can focus and do my work and get good grades that they want me to do. So I'm here. I'm straight A's and B's. I'm doing good, so I don't see the problem.
Okay, so you did say that you've been hospitalized for taking the Xanax and the alcohol.
Yeah.
And can you tell me a little bit more about how that is when you take both of those medications together?
I really can't tell you what it's like. I know when I do it, it's like the hype of doing it is great, but I don't remember much of. I don't remember. But I only do it at parties, and how often do we party? I don't go out every weekend, but when I do, yes, we have Xanax and alcohol, and I've only been in the hospital twice. I know people who've been in there many times before, and but I'm here. I'm okay. So what's the problem?
Okay, so you've only been in the hospital
Only 2 times.
twice,
Only 2 times.
and that's really not a lot of times.
No,
two times.
No.
Okay, and so you say that I'm sorry. So how many times would you consider to be a lot?
Maybe if I make it 3.
Maybe 3.
Maybe.
And you say you often forget is a problem. So how do you know if it might not be a third time that you would be hospitalized?
Well, I don't want it to be a third time because then that might be my last time. So maybe next time I'll have a few less drinks with the Xanax.
And how will you have a few less drinks if you forget sometimes when you are drinking? How will you manage to do that?
Well, maybe I'll slow down. Maybe I'll take a pen and a paper and write how many drinks I have.
Okay,
Do you
so
think that would be better if I do that?
well, that decision that you're going to make is ultimately up to you, and what you think is the best decision for you. So you do believe though if you do write it.
Yeah, because if I write it down, if I have 1 drink, then I will sit and see how I feel, and then 2 drinks, and then 3 drinks, and then 4, and then maybe 5, 6, 7, and I'll see how I feel after each drink, and then if I feel like I can't do anymore, but then if I don't remember how, I don't know.
And let's suppose that maybe you wash your hands and then there's no more of the writing on your hand. what would occur then if you no longer had, track of how many drinks that you did have that night on your hand anymore, and then you were forgetting on top of that? What would then happen?
Okay, so where are we going with this? You're telling me to stop drinking or
No.
no?
This is your choice. If you want to drink, that's your decision.
Okay, so
I
maybe I will take, maybe not alcohol, maybe I'll drink wine instead. Wine with
And what do you think would be different if you drank wine instead of alcohol?
well, it's not as strong.
You don't believe it's
No,
strong?
to what I drink, no, I don't think. No, I don't.
And what do you usually drink?
Like the top level stuff, we have Hypnotic, we have Johnny Walker, Blue Label, Hennessy, So maybe if I drink wine, or maybe something like, I don't know, barefoot wine, or what do they call it? I don't know. Bare feet, something like that.
Bare feet wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moscato, that's what they call it, Moscato.
Okay, so you would rather consume Moscato
It's
and wine.
lighter. It's lighter. So I don't think I will be hospitalized for that.
Okay, so do you think that the hard liquor is what's causing you to be hospitalized, and that's why you think that you should use a lighter?
I think it's the hard liquor with the Xanax, maybe. I'm not gonna give up Xanax. Though. I'm not gonna give that up.
So what are all the good things that happen when you take Xanax?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember,
No.
but you don't want to give up Xanax.
No, because I know while I'm doing it, the rush of it and everything, but I'm not conscious enough, like long enough to understand or feel the positivity of it. So, I don't know. It makes me feel good.
It makes you feel good. Okay, and I mean that's understandable. Everybody likes to feel good, that it's a good feeling, I understand that. But what would be the negatives if you did give up Xanax, if you were to consider that?
The negatives, like give it up. I wouldn't know because I guess I would have a boring life again, like how it was when I was back home.
So when you were back home, you believe your life was boring?
Yeah. It wasn't as exciting as it is now.
Okay. And we're talking a lot about the Xanax and the alcohol, but how do you also feel about the Adderall?
Oh, the Adderall? That's just to help me focus. So whenever I have a test, if I need to stay up late to do homework or anything like that, I just pop like 5 of those. I'm okay.
Okay, so you take about 5 Adderalls in order to help you focus.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you wouldn't be able to focus otherwise? Like, did you have problems focusing before?
Yes, yeah. When we go out, we will party all weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we have school on Monday. So, like, I used to sleep through classes, miss my tests and stuff like that. So, my friend introduced me to Adderall actually, and it worked.
Okay. So your friend introduced you to Adderall, and ever since then you've been taking it,
Yeah.
and it's been helping you focus. And that's primarily your reason for
Adderall? Yeah.
continuing to consume that substance. Okay. And I can understand that, sometimes you want to be able to focus. Does it help you make good grades as well, or?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and before you were taking that, back when you were in high school, were you also making good grades, or?
I was, but see what happened when I came here and the partying started. Then I fell off track because I was drinking, and then I couldn't wake up for school. I wasn't going to classes. I wasn't focused in class. So it kind of helped me with that.
So it seems like you like to party a lot. Partying is a big factor in your life right now.
I mean, it's college. I'm a sophomore. What else do we do?
So that's pretty much what every other sophomore does is party.
Yeah.
And could you imagine your life without partying? What would life be like if you didn't party?
It would be like back home when I was in high school. Boring. Church girl. Doing what my parents wanted.
And you don't feel like you want to be brought back to that life?
No.
Okay, and I kind of want to talk about your parents' concerns. How do you feel about them being concerned about you and the concerns that they have?
Well, I understand that they're concerned because they're so far away and they want me to be safe, being that I'm the only child. But I always felt that I was sheltered, and they don't see that they're sheltering me. They don't see that they're smothering me. But I understand they're concerned, but at the same time, I want to be my own person, you know.
And I heard you say that they want you to be safe. Do you feel like that you are safe and that you are being safe?
When I don't drink, I do feel safe.
But when you drink, do you not?
What I don't remember. So, not remembering, I guess, that's not so safe. Being that I don't remember.
So you feel like sometimes when you don't remember, you can be in a position where you aren't safe.
Maybe.
And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about not being safe sometimes by not remembering and consuming Xanax and alcohol together?
Well, not being safe. I mean, if we have to think about not being safe, like what kind of life would that be if you have to go about doing everything like, oh my God, I shouldn't do that because that's not safe. I don't want to live that life either.
So are you saying that you try not to think about it because you don't want to think about how that would be, so you just put it aside and don't think that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's understandable because you don't want to live your life in fear. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah. When you live your life in fear, it's just kind of, you'll stop yourself from doing a lot of things that you may want to do.
Boring.
So right now I'm hearing that right now you want to have fun, you want to have a good life, you want to party, and right now what's helping you do that is the Xanax and alcohol together, and staying focused and making good grades is another priority that you have right now, and the Adderall is helping with that.
Right.
And to you right now, that's not a big deal.
No, it's not.
And that's really normal. And I can appreciate you coming here and discussing this with me and telling me about that, because that could, it's not easy for everybody to come to a stranger and tell them about, the things that they're going through. And I know that, that could be hard. So I appreciate that and I thank you for that. And, I understand you're wanting to continue with those behaviors as well. But I would also like to maybe suggest if we could possibly in future sessions, would you want to do a future session?
Sure. No problem.
Okay. If we could maybe speak with you and have your parents here as well, since they're very concerned about your health and well-being, and we all have like maybe a family session together. How would you feel about doing a family session?
Well, I already know how that's going to turn out. They won't understand.
They won't understand.
No, they won't.
Okay.
But if you feel that it could be beneficial, then, I really want to let them know that this is the person that I am.
Okay.
So maybe we could do that.
And maybe you could let them know some of your other feelings, because you did say you have feelings about being sheltered and things of that nature. So whenever you're ready, you can do that. Otherwise, me and you could still have individual sessions until you're ready for that point. But it's all about you